So hello folks and welcome back to Thursday Night Fights on YouTube. We are still in Marvel Avengers Alliance Redux Beta 5.91, which is a closed beta. It is only available to the bug hunters and the beta testers. The most recent version available to the public is linked down below in the description. That's beta 5.2. Beta 5.9 is not going to be released to the public. It is only a tester build. The next version that will be released is Beta 6, which will include the content that you see in these videos, including the characters, the spec ops, the PvP tournaments, more story chapters, the gear, things like that. There is no ETA yet on Beta 6, but the devs have had a flurry of activity lately where they're discussing some of the bugs amongst themselves a little bit more than they have. Goofy's also spoken a few times on Discord about what's going on with him and where the delays were. So hopefully we are proceeding. We're proceeding down that path of fixing the bugs that have been reported in 5.9 so that Beta 6 can drop and be available to you guys and everybody's happy. So for the previous Thursday night fights, usually what I did was I made a team based on the characters. What I'm going to do today is make a team based on the agent gear, because that is another way of creating your team in PvP. It wasn't always just about the characters or the synergy between the characters. Sometimes it is very much about the gear that the agent runs, and we all know certain spec op sets were better than others. The Demon set is a hell of a lot better than the Kang set or the Iron Man set and everything like that. So for today, I wanted to go with the Demon set, and I wanted to go with people that help the Demon set work out a little bit, and that's Doctor Strange, Dark Void, and Magic with her debuffs that she puts out. Now, I was making a video, realized I messed up on something, stopped it, and I started again. In the last video, I said this fight is going to fail. What you see on the screen of me using the Demon set is likely going to fail in terms of my agent, because right now the Demon set is bugged, and a lot of the debuffs that the set puts on your agent tick twice. And even with Dark Fortitude reducing the damage of dots, it still takes me roughly below 50% of my health right in the beginning of the fight. If Doctor Strange can go before my agent, Terrazing Boost helps out. But if any big single target or AoE goes out before my agent gets a turn, he's instantly going to die. It's a bug. You will not see that bug exist when Beta 6 drops, hopefully. There's also going to be some visual bugs going on. You're going to see some crazy extra sprite mirror images kind of thing going on over there. It gets a little wonky. So let's go ahead and jump into this fight, and I've got about an 80% chance of losing my agent in this fight. The notepad is pinned up there to hide the conditional from the previous PvP season, which was the Shatterstar season. So as you can see, I started off with 7230 health, and I'm already down to 2462. My agent goes last, which really seems to happen with this set a lot. I mean, I'm only looking at a limited data set on this, but I feel like this set makes my agent go really, really deep into the rotation. I can't open up with Vapors of Valtor, which my agent would love because there's a tactician there. I need to do Terrazing Boost so that he has a chance of living when his turn comes up. And shielding him with Doctor Strange's level 9 would not help. It would only help if he was done direct damage by the enemy team like that. The dots, they're still going to kill him. So Magic, if you have forgotten about this, Magic's level 9 is stealthy. Unfortunately, there's no attrition debuffs on it, but it's a good way of getting around protectors, which is, we know that agent is doing that because of the Hoarfrost Mace, and it causes pressure points. So I'm going to go ahead and stealthily hit Pepsi over there. It's a pretty big hit, and we've got a soul charge. That's not good. We don't want to have magic stunned when she's trying to build up to her 2 soul charges so that she can unleash her big AoE dots. What's going to happen here when I use the Signpost, I do drain them, but the health never actually comes back. And since I don't have attrition out there, using the Grief would not be helpful, so I'm going to try to go with the Hotshot. And as you can see, I've separated my hand. It's now back together, but there's sort of like 2 Hotshots going on back there, 2 hands. No, the video is not lagging. Many multiple hit AoE abilities are causing a bit of lag in 5.9 that didn't exist in 5.5 and 5.6. I've definitely told the team about it, so we'll see what happens. Again, kind of want to do the Darkest Void, but she's still a tactician, so I'm going to go and get my crits off the enemy agent. Let's do it, because we're losing magic. So yeah, I'll do the Darkest Void. Emma might get pissed. Okay, that's not too bad. The enemy agent is gone. Magic is going to be stunned. I really remember the Hotshot stunning more than it ever seems to do when I use it now. I know it took a nerf at some point, but I never get the stun off the Hotshot anymore, and it's not even listed there, unfortunately. There is some, yeah, there's a decent amount of dots over there. We've got the Burning and the Darkest Void, so let's try the Grief and see what happens, see what kind of damage we get. Not bad. If that did about 3k to everybody on the enemy team, that's good. So, okay, I was actually wrong. I did manage to get a win over there, but you could see the amount of damage my agent was taking there. So now we're going to go to the real set that I want to use for this video that is not going to kill me the way the demon set is, and that'll be the Soulfire Sword, the Faulteater, the Cosmic Flame, and the Rocket Pistol. So there's the Rocket Pistol, pretty handy. I mean, you guys know it and love it at this point. It makes it into so many of my videos, but it is perfect for this kind of setup because you're going to get burning and you're going to get bleeding. That's the unupgraded version right over there. I think, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. The Soulfire Sword has a very unique hilt, sort of vampire-ish. I believe it's this one. No, that looks like the custom sword of the barony. It's like sort of got a very Dracula-ish thing going on the hilt. And in these smaller thumbnails, it actually gets a little bit hard to... Is it that one? Yeah, that hilt is different. I think that's it. Okay, so the idea is the Cosmic Flame into the Rocket Pistol, which puts out Soulfire instead of burning. And we've got some other gear supporting that. We're going to stick with the same people, though, for now. Okay. Yep. All right, good. Got Faulteater. So right now, the AoE ability is the Rocket Pistol. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. It looks like we're fighting the same team again. We know the agent is going to protect. However, this suit randomly makes things stealthy, so I'm still going to attempt to shoot Pepsi, but it may not actually land on him. It did, so I got a lucky stealth. Didn't do that much damage, because of the shield, and there's the Soulfire. Okay, we know he's going to protect, so we still have to do that stealth hit, and good news for us, Pepsi is just about dead. And Fiery Retribution kills him. Awesome. Mental trauma is certainly tolerable. I thought we're supposed to get migraine from that. Interesting. Let me get my crits off the enemy agent. And yeah, fine. Let's do the Darkest Void, even though Emma may get an extra turn out of this. As you can see, it definitely goes a lot better when my agent is not killing himself. This may get a follow-up, so I'm going to go ahead and do it to see if we can get the follow-up, because she has Soulfire. Retribution. No, we didn't get it. Okay, this level 1 will kill her. So we're still not really seeing out of magic what we want to, and that is to get 2 soul charges and open up with that AoE. Wow, exact same combat again. I think it's going to be the same turn order too, I bet. Oh, my agent actually goes before Doctor Strange this time. That's interesting. Cosmic Flame into the rocket pistol. It's interesting that I think it actually goes out as burning, and then immediately turns... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it goes out as burning because that's what the weapon is designed to do, but then the Cosmic Flame function activates and switches that burning to fire. I was not stealthy this time, so the rocket pistol goes to the enemy agent. Now, if buff and debuff removal were working correctly, you would see Soulfire would be chewing up their buffs. Right now, that is... Ooh, okay, so we got some... Wow, we got some hyper combat over there. What hyper combat is when you... Sometimes something occurs that makes combat go really crazy, and everybody's turns all occur within like a 1.5 second time window. I'm not too sure what caused it there, but that's why Doctor Strange is almost dead and my agent and magic are really hurt. Oh, this would be so... Ooh, I got lucky. Ooh, I got super, super lucky there. Let's see... I'll go right for the enemy agent. And maybe a Fiery Retribution and follow-up would be nice. Oh boy, that was a lot of weapon switching going on there. Ooh. Okay, cool. We did get a follow-up. Awesome. And unfortunately, we lose Doctor Strange before the Terrazing boost goes out, but Magic lives and now has 2... Shit. Okay, she doesn't live. We are now one-on-one here with Emma. I definitely think my agent has the upper hand over here. I'm gonna go with the Faulteater. The worst would be a Psychic Tap, which would make me refresh, but okay, good, she dies to the dots. Wow. Rough match, and you know, I can understand you sitting there saying, Napalm, wait a minute, you've fought the team like 3 times in a row. Does that seem right? It is something I brought up to the devs before. I think they need to, when you fight a team in PvP, that it gets an internal cooldown and sort of drops off the list for at least a fight or 2. However, despite the fact that I've beaten them X amount of times in a row, there's some practice attempts before the video and what I did in the beginning of the video, it doesn't always go the way that you think it's going to go. Now, granted, most of that was that hyper combat bug, but yeah, that as you can see, like, not everything is a guarantee. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in Ghost Rider, because Ghost Rider does different things depending on the debuffs that are out. This is going to be me sort of winging it. I don't have a specific plan for his ISOs. I like the PKB method, so going for defense and evasion is not something that I want to do. Attack, defense, and evasion. Okay, I can build him towards evasion rather... Actually, wait a minute. No. It's defense and evasion again. Let's see about a dexterous. Accuracy and evasion. Okay. So dexterous is pretty solid. Robust. Yeah, so let's get some robust in the store and some dexterous. 5 of those. I mean, should I absolutely be looking at the PKB spreadsheet to find out how to how to get this done correctly? Yeah, absolutely. I'm just sort of winging it right now because I did not get him ISO'd prior to doing the video. All right. Least I wish it would sort of stay on the screen where the ISOs were instead of reverting back to the top. Okay, he should crit fairly well. He should be evasive as attack, and health and stamina are a little low, but that could be remedied when he gets a little further into his ISO kit. All right, so going back to PvP, we're going to keep the same gear. And this time we want to use the Faulteater a little bit more because he likes poison. Oh, somebody different. We've got the Magneto Shield. We've got an Infiltrator, which is really, really good for us. But now we have Rescue and we have Heartbreaker. I don't need to use the Stealth there because she's not ready to tank. So I'm just going to go with 2 souls. So, well, actually, let's just do both. Let's hit with the 9 and follow up with the 1. Okay, there's the Protector Protocol. I'm sure everybody's having PTSD at this point. Now, by popping her with a Soul Flamed or Cosmic Flamed Rocket Pistol, she actually would lose those 2 green buffs. But like I said, we're having some issues right now with the debuff removal. So that actually would have turned Rescue off right now, doing what she's doing. But she's still going to tank. So, Damnation Chains. Causes Dark Void, applies poison to targets with Dark Void, applies Soulfire to targets with poison. So, if they were popped with the Faulteater, she would be poisoned, so Damnation Chains would change slightly. We have another Soulfire over here. And of course, we have Penance Stare, which we are not ready for yet. So, and again, that Soulfire would be turning off a lot of buffs right now. Pretty solid Unibeam hit. And she has the 2 charges, so finally we get to see Magic do what she's supposed to do and use the 2 and the 6. Kind of been waiting for this for several matches now. Magic really loves when there's infiltrators around. She accelerates so quickly, and Okay, it looks like we're getting some slow combat over here. I'm not too sure why, because I've used magic quite a bit, and everything she's doing right now I've seen her do before. And combat is still trying super hard to process something. It seems to be getting stuck. I could go downstairs, make some dinner, come back, and this may eventually resolve itself. But as you can see, I mean, now we're not even getting any... Well, alright, a little bit of movement on the debuffs, but the game is frozen up. So we're going to have to cancel that. Wow, that's actually a pretty serious crash. The music is still going. So it's not a full game crash. It looks that way because the debuffs have stopped going out and everything. But if you were to let it run, it would eventually move that debuff display like to the top, the float, you know, with the floating text. And I think you would gain control back at that point. I've never actually pushed to see if it happens. Might be worth trying, but again, it is a bug that should be fixed by 6, so it doesn't even really matter to try and test that one a little further. Okay, we are back to Pepsi and Emma. Ghost Rider's going early. He has nothing to take advantage of. The enemy agent is going to tank. I don't have much choice over here, but... Pretty spicy Dark Void, actually. It was more damage than I thought. Okay. Cosmic Flame, Rocket Pistol. I think the Cosmic Flame is best suited for things that do AoE. Because this is a phenomenal combo to get Soulfire out on the enemy team. But you know, you could Soulfire like a Batstone or, you know, anything else that AoEs. I think it's just much better to do that than single target. But, you know, if that's what you want to do, yeah, Cosmic Flame with single target. Go ahead. Ghost Rider takes a stun. That War Diamond has been doing work for Emma on PvP here. Enemy agent is going for my agent, which is good, because he's not going for scrappers. Let's do biofeedback on Emma, so that maybe we can have Ghost Rider take advantage of the poison and everything. I'm going to hit the enemy agent with a level 1. Yeah, okay, so he's gonna die to the Fiery Retribution, which is honestly, I think, the GOAT of this. Okay, another win. Still not quite really doing what I'm hoping to do with the team. But we may get our chance over here, and there's a Hard Knocks over there. Nobody's going to be protecting right now. So I think I'm just going to open up with that. Yeah, Reflexive Flash for that blaster suit is basically been a 100% proc. I need to add it to the bug list because I've never seen a suit that essentially procs its passive 100% of the time. I'm going to go ahead and Rocket Pistol the enemy agent because it is a blaster, so it should get an extra turn. Now that everybody is burning via Soulfire, interesting, because the Rocket Pistol shot caused the death of the enemy agent, the Cosmic Flame effect never kicked over, so the burning that did not get converted into Soulfire. That's a shame. But there are unfortunately some similar bugs out there. I've definitely had it in my head to bring up the fact that, like, hey, I think we maybe need to let weapons or attacks that cause buffs and everything fully resolved before ending the turn. Like, if I custom Sword of the Barony somebody who's bleeding, I get Healing Strike, but if the strike actually kills the target, the Healing Strike doesn't go off. And I think, ouch. Good Lord, Omega Sentinel. Okay, well, she died. Dots over there. Wasn't pretty, but we got it. I think we will go ahead and call it here. As you could see, the demon set likely will be powerful in Beta 6. However, I'm not really seeing the stuns that I was hoping for. It used to be back in the day when I ran the Hotshot, I would get sometimes, you know, a 3-banger over there. I get the triple stun fairly frequently. I know it was nerfed by Playdom at some point because they felt that that was too high. But I haven't honestly seen it stun yet, so not really too sure what's going on there. So, thanks for checking out Thursday Night Fights here on YouTube. Again, 5.2 is linked down below. No ETA on Beta 6. Stop by the Discord if you got any questions. And I will be back on Tuesday and Wednesday, at least for this week, for the streaming, as I have pushed a few things back. So this Wednesday stream right now is not the last stream that I'm doing on Twitch. The schedule is 3 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday and Wednesday. You can find me over on Twitch. And we can play 5.9 together and bug hunt together. Have a good weekend, everybody. Stay safe.